Hi. Alright, so today I decided that I want to do a tower micromanagement commentary, as I just did a tier 2 EA one. Might as well finish off the Zone 6 SCs by doing this one. Now, if you don't know where tower micromanagement is, we are going to go see it. So head into the cat therapy room with JToH and press this red button. Nothing appears to have happened, but something did happen. Then head around the side of this building over here and look at the box and then push it into the hole and you should be good. I've already tried to do this before, but really bad things happened and my run was just really terrible. I just kept failing every floor and it was just a really bad run. Anyway, don't worry about that. That's a huge misalignment. Don't know how it happened. Already reported it. But yeah, if you're in place version 306, you could just head to like this little neon thing and it will just take you there. But if you want to do it the legit way, take the box, push it in the hole, and walk in. And now you're in the portal room. Anyway, this tower's really good. It's the best terrifying by far. And it's not too hard. So, first rap is pretty long. It's an annoying rap. You'll probably fail it a ton. And you'll probably loop fail it like 7 times in a row like I have before and then like rage quit. Hit the button, jump on the button, do the wrap around. You can either do this jump from here or up here. Just make sure you don't step on the spinning thing because it will take you with it. I could do it from up there so that you get more height. Jump on the corner, flick to the top. Wrap down here. Get on this little half stud. Wrap out. Push yourself out and stay close to the cylinder and just wrap. Jump to the left, pause in midair for a second, and jump and grip that truss, except I did it wrong because I got stuck on the wall. And as long as you don't get stuck on the wall, you should be able to do it just fine. Hold it. Okay, don't get stuck on the pole right here, but jump out and then just like kind of pause just a little bit midair and do that. Up here, head hitter, jump to this truss, jump down, flick off a little bit just so you don't get stuck to it. Do that, go across this ladder, do this head hitter like this, climb the ball, wait for this little transparent thing to be entering the cylinder, and then hit the button, and you're on floor 2. Now, floor 2 is significantly worse than floor 1, but it's still not that hard. All this gameplay is pretty basic. I do this rap in ghost mode. You don't need to jump before dance clips anymore, so just dance clip and turn away towards the truss. Make sure you shift before you press D, or else bad things will happen. Flick over this. Head down here, flick around. If you don't know how to flick around trusses, I'm not going to teach you. You should know how to do this if you're trying to do a terrifying tower, so figure that out. Jump to here. You can either go from the inside here or the outside. I do it on the outside. It's a lot easier. Push yourself out like this. Make sure you wiggle. Get enough space. Do this. Use the wall for momentum. Dance clip here. Turn 90 degrees. Go here. Make sure you like turn out and jump. Try to climb this part here. And then you're on 3. So this jump's far. Make sure you climb it. I like to not be on the truss. Just stand on this little 1 stud part. Get here. Go in the middle of these 2 trusses right here. Just get climbing animation. Just jump off. Hit the button. Now right here. Don't try to do 2 stud climb up. Just climb it. And then as it brings you to the right, turn to the left a little bit, and you should pop up like that. I like to hold W and D and do it. You could look at the input overlay. Turn out, go into this gap right here. Turn out. I like to do this wrap in ghost mode as well. Wait for the little thing to be sticking out to be over here. And then walk onto it, and then wrap out and onto the ladder. Now, there's 2 different colored spinning platforms here. There's darker blue and lighter blue. It doesn't matter which one you stand on, but whichever one you do stand on, you have to keep jumping to the same color. So basically, just skip one every time. And don't touch the button again, because sometimes you could activate it again, since you're going backwards farther than these can go forward, or faster. And then, you reverse head here, don't flick down, wiggle up the ladder. Watch out for the pole in the middle. Watch out for this jump. It's kind of far. And now you get this walking section. If you're on mobile, you can jump down here and hit this and it will spawn you in here. If you're on PC, you can also do the same thing if you don't trust yourself here. But align your cursor with the gap in between the two trusses and just walk forward, and it didn't work. Alright, I will tell you right now that I have done this truss squeeze at least 200 times and I have never failed it before. I tried to rush it though, so just make sure you go slow. Just like that, and it should work. I don't know why I failed that. That was really stupid. But anyway, go into ghost mode here, then just hold W and go into first person facing this truss. I just shift that way, like that. This. I run around this whole thing. I hold A when I get here, and then I just let this take me around, and then start holding D so it doesn't push me off. Drop down. Go here. You do all that sideways. Step on. It doesn't matter which one you step on. Just make sure you get off immediately. Be ready to turn and climb a truss right there. A ladder. And then walk around. Hold D and then turn forwards and hold W. Get on this truss. Turn around it. And then first person in D like that. Get on this truss and turn around when you get to the end. Make sure you turn a bit extra before doing this one. And then get on this truss and just do that. And then make sure you get your jump back, so stand there for like a little bit. And then jump up here, and you're on floor 4. Jump and climb this. Go a little bit lower than the arrow, like right here. Just make sure you're not in climbing animation, because sometimes that can happen. And then wrap. And then do this section, hit this button, and backtrack all the way here. Head hitter up. I like to do this jump before the timer ends. I don't know why. It doesn't really change anything. Right here, flick off of this, head up here, first person jump this, hit this sideways with your arm and then turn forwards to land on the neon, jump up to the ladder, keep going up and down like this till you get to some point where you can just turn and it will push you onto the ladder. Turn to the right so you start moving across that conveyor and then wrap. I like to let this take me down here, and then I keep tapping D while I'm here. And then as soon as I land, I just start holding A, so I do it kind of like a normal jump. You can't stand on the ouch brick, because it's an ouch brick, and you'll deal a lot of damage really fast, and it also still has the properties of a conveyor. So go right here, and then let it take you backwards when you get about to here, and then just hold A and jump, and you should land right on the spot. It's kind of like right there-ish. And then jump, hit this button, do this jump, do this jump. This one's a lot more apparent than the other one, but I like to do this jump before the timer ends, because one time I let the timer end and I did this jump and I somehow still hit it. I think I just jumped too late or it wasn't high enough, but you can save yourself that trouble if you just do it before the timer ends. Hold A once you get to the end of that truss, and then turn to the right a little bit so you land. Wrap around to here. Do this quarter stud, pretty scary. Go on this pusher backwards, hit the button with your back, and then go all the way here. You can either do this jump like a head hitter, which I don't recommend, or you can just do that, which I do recommend. Anyway, floor 5 is pretty easy. If you want to save yourself a wall hop or two, you can just jump up here, and then just, whichever way you want to do it, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use alignment keys. You can wall hop across the top of this, because if you go into this gap here, you'll be skipping this little gap, so you won't have to worry about that. Or you can just wall hop the actual frame right here, all the way across. Anyway, so filler wraps. Make sure you try not enough for this one. For this pusher, goes sideways on like the last set of studs to the left. Go like this. Jump, and once the wall passes, hold W, and you should land here. Head up here, go here, use the ball, and just slowly inch your way around until you get here. You'll probably get like stuck like this, which is fine, and then just go into first person and land on the platform. Wrap to this truss, it's kind of far. These jumps are a little tight, so make sure you're not getting stuck. Look around here, it's kind of just filler right now. Jump to this red thing, it will teleport you here. Wrap into here. Get on the truss, and now you're on 5 outside. So for 5 outside, this first zip line, I like to jump to it and I hold space for a little bit. So I'm just swinging back and forth perfectly fine. And once I get under this wall and get around to here, then I just jump and hold W. You can also do it on this side, I'm pretty sure, and I think you could just jump up here normally, but I like to climb this one. It's just a lot more comfortable for me. Anyway, get on the ladder, and then align yourself with the button, and then just get downward momentum and hit the button. Make sure you're aligned with this jump, so you're not gonna like head hit or anything. Get on the ladder, inch to the edge, and then just hold D. Get into this little gap right here. It's a little tricky. Hit this button. Head back around here. Line up yourself with this purple arrow. Just walk off. Flick around here. And then I like to head here up until I get around to this little edge here. Not too close though. And then to flick around. Be careful that if you flick too low, you'll flick off of this and you'll probably fall. And also be careful of the top too. Just get around here. To turn around and just climb this. Now this, I walk into it sideways and I let the zipline take me as far as it possibly can before jumping. It looks really awkward, but it works really well. It's like right about here, and then I jump and go to the next zipline. And then this will swing, and then just when you're swinging towards the trusses, you'll likely be going back and forth, but make sure when you swing when you're going forward towards the trusses, and you should make the jump perfectly fine. That outside takes a bit of practicing, so that's definitely one of the key points you should practice. Just walk off onto this, jump, hit the button, climb up here, and now you're on floor 6. And you get a safety net. It's really cool. So, this floor is now much smaller. And every single progress thief brick will take you back to that little thing that I used to get more distance at the wall hops on 5. So this is pretty easy so far. It's just a few wraps, and I like to just get my way over to here, climb down, and jump off. Ramp yourself off the conveyor. Be careful that if you're on the back of this conveyor, sometimes it will send you really far, and it could send you over this edge here, so just be really careful about that. It's almost happened to me once. I flung over this platform and landed right here. It was the scariest experience of my life. Anyway, jump to these little spinner things. Make sure to get into these ones. Now you don't have to get back with them if you're not comfortable with this section. You can always just drop down like this and redo the beginning section. That's what I usually do, because that part can knock you off the edge if you're not careful. Basically, you just don't want to take any chances because you're not even at the scary part yet, which is 8 outside, which if you do fall, really bad things happen. Anyway, if I could do the beginning of 6 again, that would be lovely. Like that. Alright, and now you have this part open, so you just jump here and hit this blue button. And this is what I mean by this sends you kind of far. I mean, it worked perfectly fine there, but, you know. Then hit up here, hit this orb. Get on this little platform and jump to the zip line. Just jump off and hold W to get in here. Now, what I like to do is I like to line up with the second stud, the left side of the second stud, and then turn 90 degrees and just wrap. You don't really, it's kind of an over alignment, but it works. Be very careful here. This part can knock you off if you're not careful enough, but it's pretty easy. You just jump into the gap. It probably looks a lot harder than it actually is. Wrap jump to these trusses and just keep holding W and D and turn towards the trusses. Just use the ball to push you up until you get to the third truss on the other side, and then just fall off and get on the pusher. And then walk around this pusher. Go here. This ball is a little tricky, but I like to go against the wall like this and then just jump like that. Go into the orb. Make sure not to walk into here because you will fall through it. I've done that before. Now you're on 7. So 7 has the best music, in my opinion, and has a really hard first jump. So make sure you wrap really tightly there. And, okay, it's full of, like, those, like, weird little wiggle wraps right there. They're not that hard, I'm just really bad, so, yeah. Alright, now this time, try to, like, stay in, like, the middle and just kind of wiggle a little bit. This jump, doing first person, you can land on, like, a little sticking out half stud. Now, these conveyors look a lot harder than they actually are. Just hold W and A, and just be careful. It's kind of tricky. I usually just kind of rush it, but I kind of want to, like, take my time and, like, explain how I actually do them. If I could, you know, do the jumps to it, too, and actually get there, that would be lovely. Okay, there. I just usually rush it like this, and 2 jumps is all it takes to get around this pole, and it works perfectly fine. Wrap to this hole. Another wiggle wrap. Just try to go straight, and then turn towards the truss at the end. How did I fail that, man? Okay, so I'm not sure why I'm failing all of these jumps. It's usually just because I rush them, but yeah, do this again. Just, there you go. That's how you do it. I usually rush the jumps, and I just do them. I don't really take time to explain them, so that's probably what's screwing me up. But yeah, anyway. For this truss, make sure you're not poking out over this half stud, or because then you won't flick if you do. So try to get to like more of the left side of this truss. Climb down so your feet are on top of the orange circle, and then flick up here. Now what I like to do here is I just like to get climbing animation here, and then just inch onto the truss like that. Works pretty well. Climb down, jump onto this, jump up here, walk off onto this, climb down this. And now be careful here, you need to do a little glitch where you just put yourself sideways towards it, and then just shift lock, and you should go inside of it. Now be careful, because if you keep holding a key after getting out of this thing, you will fling off of the platform. Or you'll fling over this platform down here. Just inch towards the edge, and it will just shove you out on its own eventually. One time I was doing this, and I held D on accident, and I just went... It was, yeah, it's really sad. Anyway, jump into this tunnel, and now you have 35 seconds to do this section. It's just a bunch of, like, squeezing and, like, you know... carefully walking. It's pretty easy. This is the only thing I really have a strat for, which I just get on the edge and then do it sideways. But you should be fine. There's 4 little layers. Just walk sideways through these. And then the timer ends on these 2 studs right here. So you can stand here and wait for the timer to run out if you're like scared like button lag will get you or something like that. It's almost happened to me before. I like to inch out a lot for this jump, and then wrap around here and land there. And I am getting a phone call, so I'm going to take that. I will be right back. Okay, phone call has been taken. Anyway, once you get here, jump around to like the middle of the truss or the conveyor and just hold A, and you should land here. Be very careful. These thief bricks will take you back to floor 5, and you definitely don't want that. Not right now, at least. No, or ever. But anyway, yeah, last few jumps of 7 are pretty easy. This pole is not collidable, so don't worry about that too much. And then do last jump. Don't try to flick here. Just jump off, shift, and then land on the circle and jump immediately, so this doesn't close on you. What a lot of people seem to misunderstand is that this soft locks you, and if you fall on 8 outside, but you fall on like 6 or something like that, this won't open. That's not true. You can very easily... Not very easily. This will open again. This will open again. Trust me. Anyway, there's a skip that a lot of people do for this outside, where they get on this car, and then they, like, swing it up to floor 9. I don't know how it works, but you can do that if you can figure out how. I have absolutely no clue, but I'm just going to do the outside. So, this outside is nothing short of horrifying, and you need to get this button all the way over here, and then head back, and you can get up to floor 9. So this floor is pretty much all outside, and there's no net, obviously, so be careful. I had to do these button jumps backwards, jump into here, drop into here. You could stand on the ouch bricks. I would not recommend that, though, as that seems really not that smart. Right here, this is kind of a long jump, so make sure you make that jump. Get up here, turn, climb the truss. I'd recommend getting downward momentum here, because it's kind of far. A lot of people struggle with this jump. I don't really, and now that I said that, I'm probably going to fail it. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, jump off of this, get on the zip line, and when you get about to where this little orange figure is, jump off and wrap around. Both of these, both this and this will take you to floor 5. And if you obviously fall not on one of these, you'll fall into the void, which is not really much better. But anyway, yeah, that's the first half of the outside. You hit this button. Now go over here, make sure the ouch bricks aren't there when you get there, or else you'll be walking into ouch bricks, and that's no good. wrap to here, and then do this tight wrap right here. Now this part is kind of scary. Push this out, jump, let the wall hit you, and then I like to turn sideways once the wall starts hitting me so I land on the platform, but it's really up to personal preference. Push this pusher, wrap out. I like to unshift lock in midair sideways. That's just what I do there. Get around this truss. You can do this jump over here multiple ways. You can either, one, get upward momentum like this, and then do the jump, or you can flick from the bottom of this truss. I prefer the former, but it's up to you. Wrap here. Now, this is the hardest part of the outside. Don't underestimate this jump. This jump is really far. And now this jump. I like to line it up backwards like this, and then jump, climb the ladder, and then pick myself up there. This part is really scary. This is probably the hardest jump in the entire tower. But you inch down, and you jump out and climb the truss like that. It's a really scary jump. I have failed it multiple times on a real run. Not on my first completion, though. I actually flipped the outside on my first completion. But anyway, yeah, I jump into this orb, get on this conveyor, do this jump. It's kind of scary. Now, the rest of the outside is not too bad. And as long as you're careful, you should do it. This jump is really scary. It's kind of a wiggle. It's not too bad. Jump up here. And as you climb up, you should like get stuck like that. Flick off of this. Get here. Just kind of push yourself over to here. Be careful. These ouch bricks, they are collidable. And they will do really bad things if they hit you. Head over here. And do the first jump backwards to make it back to the end of the outside. And you passed 8. Good job. You should be able to beat the tower now, because that's the last hard part. Anyway, as something I want to mention about this outside first is that if you end up getting the button over here and you like fail like this or something like that, I don't know. You fail something over here, you land down here on the base of the tower, and you're on floor 1, but you can still play the tower. You didn't land on like this block or something, or this block or whatever, where you can't get back up. You will still have the button on 8. It doesn't reset. So if you do land down here, I would highly recommend just toughing it out and playing the rest of the tower again, because you do have the button, and you will be okay. It doesn't skip a CP or anything. You won't get kicked. But, yeah. Anyway, floor 9. This floor is a huge step down from floor 8, and it's a lot easier. But it's still pretty scary. So jump here, and just do like normal flicks to get around here. I like to get upward momentum for this one. Now there's a kill brick spinner down there, so watch out for that. Now just truss bounce up to this ladder. Truss bounces aren't really consistent. You just kind of do them until they work. Like this. You'll either get it like first try, or you'll do it in the next millennium. But, you know, there we go. I like to get downward momentum there. Head out here, wrap around this wall. I like to jump on this truss with the side with the wedge. I don't know why. I just find it a lot more comfortable. This jump is scary. Make sure to just climb the edge like that. For this jump, so you don't hit the thief bricks, just run forward and jump and shift sideways like that. This thief brick will not take you to 5. This thief brick will actually take you down here to the beginning of 8. But you already have the button, so you can just head right back up to 9 if things do happen there. So this is a 100 speed brick right here. Line up with this red thing right here, the speed remover. Jump into it, and then just jump towards it. Be careful with this. Don't jump too late, or else you'll hit this thief brick. This will also take you to 8. Wrap around the cylinder. Head up here. That. And wrap into here. Flick up here. Jump to the wedge. So down here. You can either wrap from here up over to the truss, or you can jump on this little wall right here and jump to the truss like that. Jump off here and get here. Go here. I got really confused on this part when I was all jumping the tower for the first time, but this middle one's a pusher. Be careful on this pusher, because you can fall off of it really easily. But just do it slowly, and you should be fine. Okay. Yeah, it's a little tricky. Okay. You can use alignment keys for this here, too. It'll probably make it a lot easier. No, never mind. No, it doesn't. Just really be careful, and then just push yourself up onto here. Yeah, you can just walk forward here. This jump, do it on the left side, because the right side has a wedge, and that would be kind of scary. So, yeah. Really stick yourself out here so you don't get pushed by the wedge. I like to just walk down here. Get on this purple truss, turn around when you get to the top, and be very careful here, because sometimes this can, like, push you out and you'll fall to 6, but just turn a little bit to the left and keep tapping D, and maybe hold space a bit, and fall down to 6. Lovely. Alright, now we're back here. Scratch holding space, that probably doesn't work well. Yeah, just keep, like, inching towards it until you inch into it. Just don't hold space, whatever you do. That was really dumb of me. Anyway, final jump of 9. 9, we're on 9, not 7. Or 9. Now we're on 10. Okay, so now there will be 3 buttons. So first, follow these blue arrows down to here. This flick down can be kind of hard for some people, but just face forward like this. Just you have to go down a lot lower than you think you have to. And then once you get down to the bottom of the truss, flick. And then over here, the next button's right here. Jump and hit that. Now this last button is unsafe, so be very careful. You need to jump and hit this button, but make sure you hit the button and not the insta-kill bricks above. That would be pretty bad. Be careful with this jump, because sometimes you can get like stuck on this bar and then fall into the progress thief bricks. I think it only takes you back to 9, which really isn't that bad, but still save yourself the trouble. Head up here, and there's a time button section up here. And this is the last thing before the finale, so jump up, you have 40 seconds to do it. The jumps aren't so bad, just kind of follow what I do here. And then just wrap around here, go like that. Head in here on the spinning thing, head over to this wedge. What? Oh, never mind. I thought I did something stupid. Wrap from the bottom here, like that. I like to just do that. You probably shouldn't do that, but I like to do it like that. Climb down a bit, do that. Head up here, do this flick. Why I did not fall off of that, who knows. Anyway, now you're on top of the tower. And you get a nice Zone 6 view from here. It's a little far away, but you can see pretty much everything from here. And now, the finale. Hit the morpher. The hatch opens. Any single jump you fail down here is insta-kill. So just flick down like that. Wrap around the cylinder. It's kind of far. Head up here. Don't slide off of this half stud. That would be pretty bad. Jump to here, like that. You could just walk into this and turn forwards. And get to this stud, you just walk sideways. Do this wrap around, kind of scary. Jump to the middle truss. Slide down it. Get about here. And then get downward momentum. Now the final jump is far. So just jump and grip the truss. You can do a lag high jump skip right here if you have X or campfire or anything. Just lag high jump and hit the wind pad if you're really scared of doing this final jump. Watch out for the tiny little progress thief brick there. I don't know what it does. I've never hit it. But I walk around it and hit that wind pad. And there you go. That is tower micromanagement. I really like this tower. It can be a pain in the ass to grind though. And hopefully this helps anyone who are trying to grind it. And hopefully you complete it without having a last jump fail, because that would kind of suck. But yeah, anyway, that's that. And next I'll probably be doing Zone 7, Tower Fraction Memories, before Zone 7 actually releases, since that's right around the corner. And I've beaten Fraction Memories twice, and I failed the last jump twice because of a bug. Kind of bug. But yeah, I'm pretty consistent at it, and I really love that tower. So yeah, that'll be next. Hopefully this helps. And yeah, goodbye.